Right here, 44, we hit 44.1.
Oh, hey man, I heard you're bored of going 37 miles an hour on your stock Tuttio Soleil, so today, don't tell anybody I told you this, but I'm gonna show you how to tune it and make it go 42 miles an hour. FBI, what the? Step number one is get your parents to buy you a Tuttio Soleil 01. Step two is to get them to buy you this. This is a Bluetooth adapter for a far driver controller, and you need this to be able to tune the controller on your Tuttio Soleil. Next, we're taking off the seat. Take out your battery. So what you have to do now is remove this metal shield right here, and you can just take off these top two bolts on either side. Leave the bottom ones, and that way you can kind of hinge it out like I have here. And you're gonna see a whole mess of cables here, but the one that we're gonna be worried about is this white one here. And then you just plug the dongle in like that. You're gonna wanna close this up just so that we can put the battery back in. Once our battery's plugged back in, we can just flip the key and turn the power on for the bike. And when you have the dongle plugged in, you shouldn't be able to use the throttle or anything. It should be cut off. Then we're gonna go over to our phone, and we're gonna have to download an app, the Far Driver app that you can see right here. So once you go through the whole setup and you give the Chinese Communist Party your email, which is totally fine because we can make our cool dirt bike go over 40 miles an hour. But once you're done with all that setup and it's connected and everything, you're gonna see a menu like this. You're gonna go down here to Open Pro, NBLE, and then this is the settings that I have currently. I will post screenshots of this just so that you guys can pause it and see a little bit easier, but this is going to get you over 40 miles an hour on a stock battery, stock motor, and all that. You could mess with these settings and make it go a little bit faster too, but honestly, on the stock battery and stock everything, like, I don't really want to burn up my battery super fast, so this is a good, still reliable tune that's going to get you decent longevity, but still give you an extra boost of power. It's not going to just burn your battery up. Also, this was not my doing. This was by a guy named Ryan Goodyear, who is really, really knowledgeable on these far driver controllers. So shout out to him because I am not smart enough to do this type of stuff. Once you got all those settings locked in, you're gonna wanna go down here to the bottom, hit save, and then your bike should beep. Then we're gonna turn the bike off and then disconnect the battery again. Take our battery out again, and then we're gonna just move our little panel here down, and then we're gonna disconnect the dongle because the bike won't actually run with this connected. We're just gonna tuck that back away. And like I said, I like to keep those two top screws undone so that that panel can be easily accessed in case I wanna go mess with the tune again and I don't have to take all those screws back out. And we're gonna reconnect our battery here and put our seat back on. And now our speedometer is actually going so high that it will break if we max it out.
All right, guys, so riding out here after the tune. This thing, I've actually had this bike tuned for a while now, but I remember right after I rode it for the first time, I felt like this thing just was reawakened. So let's test this thing out and do a little bit of a top speed run here. Full throttle, I am in sport mode. 38, 39, 40, 3.5, almost 45 miles an hour on the Tuttio speedometer, which is actually pretty accurate from my testing. So if you're bored of your Tuttio and you want a little bit of extra power, you can tune that for about 15-20 bucks with that dongle. And I got that dongle off of AliExpress, I think. It took a little while to get here. I think there are some US sellers that already have them imported, but I mean, they're all the same. So if you can wait a little bit, then you can get a good deal and buy one off of China. We're hitting like 34 off-road there. It's so simple to do. It only takes you a few minutes, and to get that extra power out of this thing is so worth it. I got my Soleil for like 1,100 bucks right before all the tariffs and stuff hit. What the heck just hit my visor? I mean, this is just such a good little bike for, you know, now it's like 1,300 bucks. I ended up getting this for like 1,100 bucks right before all the tariffs and stuff hit. But I mean, even for 1,300 bucks, like, this is a great little platform to get started with, you know, electric dirt bikes. Looks like we're capping out at like 43.5 miles an hour here. 44, we hit 44.1. Wow. Yeah, this thing is so sick. Such a fun little bike. So yeah, guys, that's how you tune your Tuttio Soleil 01 and make it go over 40 miles an hour. I got up to 44 on today's ride on a full battery. So just awesome performance out of this thing, and it really wakes this bike up when you tune it. So If you want to get this bike, I will leave a link in the description. I also have a couple other videos on this bike on my channel. I have a full review of it, so if you want to get a full review of this bike, you can go ahead and check that out as well. My experience overall with this bike has been awesome, though. It got off to a rocky start, but overall I love this thing. It's such a fun little bike, such a great value for what you're getting. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.